Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Kim and today we're starting a reading vlog. So this week, what am I reading? I'm part way through The Dirt, Confessions of the World's Most Notorious Rock Band, a book written by Motley Crue. I'm probably about halfway through that now and I'm not really enjoying it. It's mainly just sex, drugs and rock and roll. Again and again and again. So yeah, I'm not having a fun time so far. I will continue. I do like Motley Crue. They're not like my go-to band, but I don't mind listening to Motley Crue and I absolutely love Nikki Sixx. So yeah, I'm going to continue, but it's not looking good so far. And then last night I also picked up 4,000 Weeks. I'm only 10 pages into this. It was read it before I fall asleep in bed. But so far I'm liking the way this is going. This is a self-help book about time management, which was recommended to me by a friend. So we'll see how it goes. I don't normally get along with self-help books because they're all pretty much the same, you know. You change your life and your life will be brilliant. And so far this one, it's touching on things that we're all guilty of. You know, so I'm going to continue with this one, and yeah, I'm only 10 pages in, but it's looking better than The Dirt, that's for sure. Right now, I am about to go to work. I don't know how much reading I'm going to get done today because I'm feeling a bit slumpy, which is not good. But we'll see how much I get read. Ashes of the Sun is over there and it just keeps calling to me, and I'm like, it's not on your TBR. You're not allowed to read that until you finish your TBR. So yeah, that's what I'm reading. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to work. I have 3 shifts, a day off, 2 shifts, and then I'm off for a week. So I'm on countdown. I really can't wait for a week off. Hopefully this week I will be able to get some editing done. Last night I did completely catch up on reviews, so that is a plus. I did also catch up a little bit on BookTube. So if I don't edit tonight, I will just catch up on BookTube and hope that that pushes me to either edit or read. Yeah, that's what I'm doing so far, so I'm going to go to work now and I will update you when I have something to update. Hey guys, it's Thursday and I have a day off work. Yay. So I haven't updated for a few days, but yesterday I finished, was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. I finished The Dirt, the book about Motley Crue, and I think it's gonna be, it's a toss-up. I think it's gonna be a 2-star. Maybe a 3. I don't know. I did like parts of it, but most of it was just the same thing over and over again. So yeah, not the best. Then I didn't know what to pick up next and happened to look on my library app and realised that I had the audio for A River of Golden Bones and it needs to be back today. I have this until the end of today. So I picked this up yesterday. I read quite a bit of it. I've read quite a bit this morning. I'm hoping to get this finished today. I've got about 3 hours-ish of the audio left. So it shouldn't take too long. It's just finding the time to actually do it. Let's read a bit of the synopsis in the inside cover because that's going to be far better than me telling you what the story is about. Twins Carla and Briar have spent their entire lives hiding from the powerful sorceress who destroyed their kingdom and from the humans who don't know they're wolves. Each twin has their own purpose in life. Briar's is to marry the prince of the Allied Pack and save the Golden Court. Carla's purpose is to remain a secret, her twin's shadow, the backup plan. So far, the beginning of it was really holding my attention and I was really liking learning about the characters and the world. Now it's taking a little bit of a dip. I'm finding it hard to pick this up at the moment. So I don't know where this is going to go. But I will continue. Hopefully get this finished today. And then move on to my next read. But right now I need to go to the library because I have a hold that has come in and I need to return Harlan Coben's Play Dead, which I loved. I loved this book, but it needs to go back to the library. So I'm not even going to look around today. I'm just going to give that back and I'm going to pick up my hold, and that is it. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to look around, because if I look around I'm going to pick up more books, and I don't need more books right now. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books plus the one I'm about to pick up, so I really don't need any more books. I think I'm 2 books away from finishing my TBR for this month and finishing all my courses on Aurelium, and one of those is the book I'm about to pick up, so we're doing okay. Obviously, River of Golden Bones isn't on my TBR. Yeah, we're on track. It's only the 10th today. Is it the 10th today or is it the 11th today? I don't actually know what day of the week it is. Hold on, calendar behind me. Oh no, we're the 11th today. We're only on the 11th and I've got 2 books to finish my TBR this month, so we're doing okay. Right, I need to stop procrastinating because I have a lot to do today. I've already done the laundry today and I've already painted out some paint samples for the bathroom. We still don't know whether we're going to stick with the colour it is or change the colour. But I have a little bit of painting to do in there today. I have to mow the front lawn if it stays dry. At the moment it is dry. I don't think I'm going to get the pressure washer out like I thought I would. I don't have the time. So I'm going to paint the coving in the bathroom. I'm going to mow the front lawn. I have the ironing to do. I have 3 videos to film. I have a lot of editing to do. I have 2 reviews to write. Yeah, I need to stop procrastinating and get this day started. God, my hair today. So, just been to the library, there and back in under 15 minutes. Literally walked in, gave back Play Dead by Harlan Coben, and I picked up my reservation, which is Winter's Heart by Robert Jordan, book 9 in the Wheel of Time series. It's not the best looking condition, but it is the only copy in the whole of Southampton. So yeah, this is the book that I need to be reading. I have to read it because it's on my TBR for Aurelium, and I also need to get it read for Wheel of Time a thorn. But oh my god. Oh, it goes back even further. When was this book released? 2000. So my library got it in 2000, and it's so old that it's still got stamps. It still has stamps. So, like I said, not the best condition, but I need it to do the next Wheel of Time book because I refuse. I refuse to buy these now. I'm not wasting money on Wheel of Time. Getting closer and closer to the Brandy Sandy takeover, so hopefully it gets a heck of a lot better, because that's all I'm hoping, that it's going to get better. I'm in the slog, but it's going to get better. Right, now I need to get my button gear. I have a lot to do today, so I'm going to go and have lunch. Yes, I did procrastinate this morning. I know I did. I procrastinated longer than I wanted to this morning and kind of doom scrolled when I should have been working, but I will not doom scroll from now on. Today is going to be a productive day. Let's go and have some lunch. I'm going to allow myself an hour for lunch. So now it is literally 1. I'm allowing till 2 and then I have to get on with work. Right? Hold me to it. Oh dear. Dodo here is facing off against who I call Toby. He's a tomcat from the neighbourhood. She stood her ground against him yesterday, scared him off, so let's see how she does today. See, the cat mum in me is thinking, go out there and help her, but she needs to stand her ground, because I'm not here all the time to help her. I'm sitting like this for a while now. She keeps slowly moving away from him this way, and he keeps looking away to see whether he can run. One of them's going to have to give. See, it's just gone 2 o'clock. I'm supposed to be cracking on with work now, but these 2 are still just sat here. I don't want to break them up because She needs to look after herself. I need to go and get some work done, but I can't stop watching. She noticed I was watching, now she's coming to me. What's he gonna do? Is he just gonna sit there? Yep, she's getting bored, she's coming up. Hello, missus. How are you doing? Is he boring you? Oh, he's turned away. She's in hot pursuit. She's doing her meerkat routine. She's come back, she's safe. She got bored first. Okay, I'm in my paint gear. Yep, very, very old paint gear. These trousers are far too big for me now. Used to be a heck of a lot heavier, so, and I'm in one of my dad's old shirts, so first job, try and get this raw plug out and fill that hole. I don't know why the boys left it in here and they did the bathroom, especially considering they filled back here behind the radiator and repainted, but they left this here. So I've chipped away the paint around. I just need to get that raw plug out and then I can fill it. And then we'll be on to the coving. The coving doesn't look too bad over here, but it's over here where they took off, it's not like this, it's gonna focus, where they took off the tiling, it's really sort of damaged and there's some spots up there that need repainting, so yeah. Coving day will not be defeated. I got the thing out, unfortunately I did destroy the wall a little bit more, but hopefully polyfiller will fill that. But the little thing is out, thank God. And I just did that whole update without pushing record. Let's try again, shall we? I have filled in the hole behind here. Just got to wait for it to dry, then I can sand it back, see if it needs another fill. Hopefully it's just one fill, and then sand it back and paint over it. Bob's your uncle. And I have masking taped, focus, thank you. I have masking taped the top of the tiling. I'm not too worried about paint because obviously we're gonna repaint, whether we're gonna repaint the yellow or whether we're going to like touch up the yellow or change the colour completely. It doesn't really matter about the paint, but it does matter about those brand new tiles. So we are all masked up and we're ready for paint. That masking tape though is not staying very securely, so I may have to do this freehand. We will see. Let's get the paint out. I'm hoping for one coat, but I think where the boys have chipped a few layers off, getting the tiles off the wall, I think I'm gonna have to do a couple of coats. Bugger. I'm trying not to put too much weight on the bathtub. See, now that I'm up here, it's not taking like 5 minutes to paint it. It's all the prep work that takes forever. That masking tape's puckering and falling off the wall. Please don't paint the fucking tiles. I need to concentrate. It is what it is. I'll have to probably freehand it for the second coat, but first coat's done. Now I'm gonna get changed and go do the ironing, I think. Yeah. Life of an adult. So, second coat now done. Looks a heck of a lot better than the first coat. Just gotta wait for it to dry. The darker patches is where it's wet, so just needs to dry, and I think we're okay. Like here and here, this isn't dirt, this is a wet patch, so once it all dries, I think we're gonna be okay with the coving. So yeah, I think the coving may be done. The polyfiller is almost dry, so that hopefully I'll be able to be sanded down tomorrow. And I did it. I finished A River of Golden Bones today, all the way through, and the end is a lot better than the middle. And I liked how we got to know the characters in the beginning of the book. It's just that middle bit was hard to get through. it felt like a slog. So for me, I think this is going to be a 3-star. Probably a low 3-star as well. So I'm intrigued enough to read the next one in the series when it's released, because this is book 1 in the Golden Court series. So it's good enough set up that I'm intrigued to read book 2. But that middle section was hard to get through. It's a very pretty book. She does look good on the shelf. So yeah, we'll carry on with the second one when it eventually gets released. And that means we're now on to our next read. So I think I'm going to break up the fantasy a little bit. And the next one I'm going to do is... oh, what is that book called? Hold on. Romance Book Club. That's what it's called. I'm going to try the Bromance Book Club. So break it up with a little bit of romance. And yeah, then I need to get on to Winter's Heart. Oh, no, no, I might have to stick with the fantasy because I do have potentially an arc that I need to read first. It's either going to be the arc or it's going to be Bromance Book Club, so we'll see. Right now, I have taken off my makeup because I did mow the lawn as well, and my eyes are getting really itchy and I'm trying to scratch them and I can't because I've got makeup on, so I've taken off the makeup and now I'm going to go out. It's time to go to the grocery store. We are going to Tesco. We're going to Big Tesco, do a weekly shop and get some goodies for next week because I'm off work all week. Don't know what I fancy. But there you go. That's the little catch up. I mowed the lawn. I did the coving a second coat. I've done the ironing. I hoovered because I made quite a bit of a mess. I washed the floor because I made a bit of a mess with mowing the lawn. And I finished A River of Golden Bones. Not a bad afternoon. Like I say, now I'm going to go to Tesco's, and when I get home, I think I might try and do some editing. I didn't get the videos filmed that I wanted to do today. Hopefully I can do those because I start a little bit later tomorrow at work because I'm on a shorter shift. Hopefully I can film tomorrow morning and get those 3 at least filmed, and then I can get them edited over the weekend. But yeah, my ride's here now, so I need to go and do some grocery shopping. Hey guys, it's Friday night and I thought I'd just jump in here with a little bit of an update because today I picked up The Little Mermaid by Hans Christian Andersen and I enjoyed it. It wasn't really long enough to get into it. So I think for me it's going to be a 3-star. Now I don't know what to read next. I'm tempted to read a chunky fantasy. I'm definitely not tempted to pick up a Wheel of Time book. But do I just pick up a Wheel of Time book or do I pick up this other fantasy that I've got? Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to read next, but I need to pick something up tonight. In other news, I've been at work all day. It was one of those days where I didn't really get much done, but I felt like I was running around like a headless chicken all day. And the day didn't start off well when I was moving a pallet of turf, just like 80 rolls of turf. I had to slave it onto another pallet. So the turf comes in on a pallet, but the pallet is so low to the ground that you can't really get a truck underneath to move it. So you've got to fork it onto another pallet. That's slaving. So there I was, slaving it onto another pallet, and the pallet that it arrived on snapped in half, and I lost half the load. So I had to lift every single roll onto new pallets, which was not fun. So that's how my day started. But it kind of felt like a good day. I actually managed to get out in the sun a little bit today, which was great. Came home, had my dinner, and I've just been watching BookTube since. So I really need to get on with some editing and get on with some reading, but at the moment I just want to sit here and watch BookTube. It's been a long day and that's all I feel like doing. So yeah, that's my little update. Now I'm going to go back to BookTube. Good morning, folks. It is Saturday morning. It is just before 7 a.m. and I'm about to start my work day. And it is my last work day before a whole week off. So 8 hours stands between me and a week off. And trust me, I need it. Reading news, I did start a new book last night. I started A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness, and so far I'm enjoying it. I'm about 100 pages in so far. But yeah, like I said, I'm in work today until 3:30. I kind of want to go to a supermarket on the way home tonight because being off from work, I need some nibbles. We only went shopping the other day. We did a big shop, but I didn't pick up any like nibbly stuff. And I think I'm going to need it. So that's my plans for today. Then I'll go home, probably pass out, have my dinner, and just watch Saturday evening TV, probably. But yeah, it's time for me to go in and get this shift started. Just hoping that it's a quick shift. So I'm at work. That's the stained carpet. I was tasked with building this thing. Okay? Instruction manual. 2 men, 2 hours. Okay? 2 men, 2 hours. 1 Kimmy. 32 minutes. I love it when that happens. It feels so empowering. Not bad. Now let's go and put it on display. I'm free. Holiday days.
You're saying that as though you have not you're holding us hostage here, Sandra, because you love this series. It felt very one note to me.
Hey guys, it's Sunday and I'm off work. So reading update, I am 240 pages into Discovery of Witches and I'm so loving it so far. I'm loving the relationship between the 2 main characters. I'm intrigued by the mystery of the manuscript and the history, and I'm really enjoying this so far. I'm only 240 pages in, so I have a long way to go. And I'm hoping to get it finished today because I'm off work. I'm not really doing much. I might be able to get it finished today. Good evening. It is Sunday evening. Not much has happened today. We tried to start pressure washing the patio, but our hose for some reason was really leaky, so we had to go out and buy a new hose. So we didn't do that. We've pretty much just, apart from going out and buying a hose, we've literally just been sat, not really doing much, which is great. It does mean I have more to do next week, though. Oh well. Reading-wise, I'm now almost 70% through Discovery of Witches, and I'm just loving it. And I can't wait to see how this ends. In other news, we have just had the live show for A Path of Daggers. Book 8, is it, in the Wheel of Time series? And I gave that book 1 star. I was bored throughout. And the others kind of liked it more. Everyone gave it 2 stars and above. Most of them gave it 3 stars. So I think it's because I gave the previous book 2 stars and this was worse than that, so I had to give it 1 star. But some people are saying the next one is better. So hopefully it's better. Can't be any worse, can it? Right. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to hopefully finish Discovery Witches and play some Hoggy. I played Hoggy 1 on my phone years and years and years ago. And I'm like, I need something to do with my hands while I am listening to Discovery Witches, because I couldn't get the physical copy of the book at the library just yet, so I'm doing the audio, which is just fabulous. I need something to do with my hands I went through all the old games that I downloaded, and I'm like, Hoggy kept me entertained for hours. I'll download Hoggy again, and Hoggy 1 isn't available anymore, but they got Hoggy 2, and I'm loving it. I'm not huge into gaming. I used to be really huge into gaming. But the last few years I haven't really gamed all that much, and now I'm like addicted to Hoggy. So yeah, I'm going to hopefully finish Discovery of Witches and play some Hoggy. Hey guys, it's Monday morning, so now it's time to wrap up the week and send you on your way. So this week I had a really good week. So first off, I finished A Little Hatred by Joe Abercrombie, and it was good to be back with these characters. I don't think it hit as well as the first trilogy, but I did enjoy it. It did get 3 stars. Then we moved on to The Dirt by Motley Crue, and it wasn't what I wanted it to be. It was just too much of the same stuff over and over again. So for me, it got 2 stars. Then we moved on to The Little Mermaid by Hans Christian Andersen, and I liked that. It just wasn't fleshed out enough for me, so it got 3 stars. A River of Golden Bones, that started off pretty good, but then it just dipped in the middle for me, so that got 3 stars. And then last night I finished A Discovery of Witches, and I had a really good time with A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. I loved the characters, I loved the plot, I loved the writing. I cannot get enough of this book, hence why I did most of it in one day. So it got 5 stars. So yeah, that's everything that I read this week. It has been a very, very good week. Don't know how next week's going to go with what I'm reading next, but you guys are going to have to tune into the next one to find out what I'm actually reading. I'm going to leave you here. So, as always, down in my description box you can find a link to all of my socials. Come give me a follow on Goodreads on Instagram and on X. You can like this video, you can comment, and you can subscribe if you want to. Want to let me know you're here without actually talking to me? Leave me a witch for A Discovery of Witches. And I'll see you next time. Doodles.